Hey, welcome. On this one, we're looking at task 4.3, and it's connecting absolute value function to piecewise functions. Okay, and we'll take a look at that. So, first thing they do is they give you a graph here, and they say interpret by writing three observations. I'm noticing an x-intercept at 3, 0. I'm noticing a symmetry at x equals 3. I also notice there is a slope and then the opposite of the slope on the left. Okay, so there's a change of direction at that x-intercept. And it says write a piecewise function. So you can think of this as this is one segment that you'll write a equation for, and then this is the other segment. So our piecewise function will have two sub-functions within it, one for the positive slope and one for the negative slope. And looking at the positive, we can see the slope is 2, intersects with 3, 0. Using point slope, you remember point slope is the slope times x minus the x value, h, plus the y value, k. All right, so looking at this, we can see that there is a translation of 3, so h equals 3, so we can say that f of x is equal to x plus 3, or I'm sorry, x minus 3. And then the slope is either 2 if we're going to the right, or negative 2 on the left. Okay. We also notice that the point where it changes is right on the x-axis, so there is no vertical shift. So you could think of that as plus 0, or you could just leave it as it is. Now remember, with piecewise, we want to be specific about the domain. And what we can say is that, maybe I should have switched the order, but it doesn't really matter, that this one right over here begins when the domain is equal to 3 and is greater. So you can say here it's when x is greater than or equal to 3. And then the negative slope is when x is less than 3. Okay, so it says it's called a linear absolute value functions. There are other functions, and that's because the two segments have linear equations. We notice it changes direction at x equals h, and we also notice that that the piecewise has two sub-functions, and they have opposite slopes. And we also notice that this is the same type of transformations we've seen with all functions, right? The m is kind of like a stretch. X minus h, h is the horizontal translation, and plus k is the vertical translation. We saw the same type of thing when we looked at quadratics. All right, I'm going to stop here.